The President will sign the enrolled copy of the new Government Procurement Act, the harmonized version of Senate Bill number 2593 and House Bill number 9648 shall now be known as the Republic Act number 12009, entitled An Act Revising Republic Act number 9184, otherwise known as the Government Procurement Reform Act, and for other purposes. The contemplated law seeks to plug the loopholes in the current government procurement system and to introduce new modes towards a more economical and responsive procurement process. Thank you, Mr. President. We shall now proceed with the signing of the Anti-Financing Account Scamming Act. The harmonized vote on Senate Bill number 2560 shall now be known as Republic Act number 12010. Entitled, An Act Defining and Penalizing Financial Account Scamming and Other Offenses, and providing for the enforcement mechanisms therefor. The law mandates the implementation of robust security and authentication measures in an effort to combat financial fraud and financial cybercrimes, including money mule and social engineering schemes. Thank you, Mr. President.
We have just signed into law two new bills that will move us closer to attaining a strong, more responsive and efficient bureaucracy and to establishing safeguards for the financial rights and welfare of every Filipino. First, we have the new Government Procurement Act, or the NGPA, which updated Republic Act number 9184, or the Government Procurement Reform Act. The NGPA streamlines the procurement process from 3 months to just 60 days by standardizing procurement forms and institutionalizing electronic procurement. One of the salient features of this law is the provision of 11 new modalities of procurement. This will afford greater flexibility for government agencies in choosing how to best acquire goods and services. The NGPA also introduces a new concept, the most economically advantageous responsive bid. This is actually an attempt to consider the qualitative, not only the purely quantitative, but the qualitative economic value of any proposal as an alternative to the prevailing practice, of which we now do, of choosing just the cheapest product, or what we now call the lowest calculated and responsive bid. This frees us from the obligation of selecting the lowest priced bid when there is a better choice. This will ensure that we get not only the best prices, but the best deals for our clients, the Filipino people. Another important feature is the conduct of strategic procurement planning, which mandates more detailed and purposeful planning to increase the success rates of procurement transactions. In procurement, we also take into account our environment. The inclusion of sustainable and green public procurement practices in this law demonstrate the country's commitment in addressing the worsening pollution and challenges of climate change. The other important law that we have just signed today is the Anti-Financial Account Scamming Act, or AFASA. To combat the surge in crimes involving scams online, this new law mandates financial institutions to implement necessary safeguards to protect our citizens' accounts, and this is essential in this time as cybercriminals use technology to defraud fellow Filipinos, causing not only personal economic loss to them, but also a loss of trust in financial institutions. It will protect our people from falling prey to perpetrators who target their banks and e-wallet accounts. The AFASA also defines and penalizes money muling activities, social engineering schemes, economic sabotage, and other offenses involving financial accounts. Moreover, this law authorizes the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to investigate and inquire into financial accounts that may be involved in the commission of prohibited acts and to apply for cybercrime warrants with respect to electronic communications used in any violation of this measure. I hope that through this law, we can deter the majority of the financial scams that we have been seeing, while at the same time fostering greater trust in our digitization efforts. So at this point, I would like to convey my gratitude to our colleagues in the House of Representatives and in the Senate for passing these two very important laws. May you continue the streak of passing progressive, innovative, and people-centered laws. With you as partners in improving government and uplifting the lives of our people, I'm confident that we will achieve a more inclusive, just, and resilient society. Congratulations to you all. Mabuhay ang bawat Pilipino. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipino. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga po.